Have you ever heard of a king who was more interested in parties than in his own kingdom? Today, we're diving into the chaotic and surprisingly short reign of Mughal Emperor Jahandar Shah, a story that perfectly shows how a mighty empire can start to crumble from the top down. Imagine this. It's 1712. The Mughal Empire, once a powerhouse, is already showing cracks. Emperor Bahadur Shah I has just died, and a brutal war of succession breaks out among his sons. Who comes out on top? Our man, Jahandar Shah. But his victory wasn't really his own. He had some serious backup from a powerful noble named Zulfikar Khan. This is a name you need to remember, because Zulfikar Khan was the real power behind the throne. So, Jahandar Shah gets the crown. What does he do with it? Does he start fixing the empire's problems, strengthening the army, or improving the economy? Nope. Jahandar Shah was what you might call the emperor of good times. He was far more passionate about lavish parties, music, dance, and all sorts of entertainment than he was about the tedious business of actually governing. He basically outsourced his entire job to Zulfikar Khan, who became the empire's prime minister, or wazir. While the emperor was living it up, Zulfikar Khan was running the show. He was an experienced and ambitious administrator, but his main goal was to consolidate his own power. He placed his friends and family in high positions and made decisions that benefited his own faction. Jahandar Shah, completely detached from reality, didn't seem to mind. He was happy as long as the festivities continued. He even fell deeply in love with a dancing girl named Lolk, elevating her and her family to high ranks in the court, which angered the established nobility. They saw it as a sign of the emperor's complete lack of judgment and a disgrace to the throne. Meanwhile, what's happening in the rest of the empire? Absolute chaos. With a weak and distracted emperor at the center, law and order collapsed. Regional governors saw their chance and started acting like independent rulers. The roads became unsafe, trade suffered, and the royal treasury, which was already under strain, was being emptied to pay for the emperor's extravagant lifestyle. The administration was in shambles. Officers who were supposed to be collecting taxes and maintaining order were more focused on grabbing power and wealth for themselves. The empire was like a ship without a captain, drifting aimlessly into a storm. This couldn't last, right? Right. While Jahandar Shah was enjoying his one-year-long party, another contender was making moves. This was his nephew, Farrukhsiyar. Farrukhsiyar was ambitious and, more importantly, he found his own set of powerful backers. The Syed brothers, Abdullah Khan and Hussein Ali Khan. These two were kingmakers, and they saw an opportunity to replace the puppet emperor with their own puppet. So, in 1713, just about a year after Jahandar Shah took the throne, Farrukhsiyar marched on the capital with the support of the Syed brothers. Jahandar Shah and Zulfikar Khan scrambled to put up a fight, but their army was disorganized and their leadership was weak. At the decisive Battle of Agra, Jahandar Shah's forces were defeated. In a desperate and cowardly move, he abandoned his army, shaved his beard and mustache as a disguise, and fled back to Delhi. He sought refuge with Zulfikar Khan's father, but was instead betrayed and handed over to Farrukhsiyar's men. His fate was sealed. The new emperor Farrukhsiyar had him imprisoned and then executed. His short, disastrous reign was over. So what's the big takeaway from Jahandar Shah's story? His rule is a critical turning point. It marks the moment when the Mughal emperor became a mere pawn in the hands of powerful nobles. The throne was no longer won by merit or strength, but handed out by kingmakers like Zulfikar Khan and the Syed brothers. Jahandar Shah is remembered not for any great achievement, but as a symbol of the decay and weakness that had set into the heart of the Mughal Empire, accelerating its journey towards its final decline. His story is a powerful lesson in how a lack of leadership can bring even the greatest empires to their knees. Thanks for watching. If you found this slice of history interesting, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next deep dive into the past. See you in the next video.